Hello and welcome to Bicester Motion, the new home of Motorsport UK, right here in the heart of Motorsport Valley. Sadly, we can't all be together this evening to celebrate our award winners, but we thank you for joining us for this virtual edition of the Night of Champions. Helping us establish the mood for the evening, well, the car that took Lewis Hamilton to a 7th Formula One world title, and it's right alongside the car that took Ian Veal to the 2020 Sporting Trials Championship, and nothing better illustrates the great breadth of British motorsport. Well, 2020 reminded us more than ever of the value of our motorsport community. The resilience and passion of those in our sport has never been more evident than during the past challenging 12 months. It was those qualities that enabled the sport to get back on track in the midst of the pandemic, allowing the British champions to triumph in their respective disciplines. And tonight we look forward to celebrating those outstanding achievements.
Over each other behind him. Oh, and Cook's lost it. That's going to be a Millar.
Side by side, Frederick Lubin and now Hodgkins.
Good evening and welcome to Motorsport UK's virtual Night of Champions. Yes, a virtual night on this occasion, not in our usual surroundings of the Royal Automobile Club, but an opportunity to share the evening with a lot more people on this occasion. Tonight we're here to celebrate all those who overcame the challenges posed by 2020 to become British champions, and it was a year like no other. If you turn back the clock to this time last year, we were all preparing cars ready for the season ahead. Officials were making routes ready and tracks prepared for the summer. And then came the lockdown. Motorsport was suspended all across the country, and everyone stood in solidarity with the NHS, and we all learnt the value of community. Motorsport teams, volunteers and medics stepped up to support the COVID-19 front line, building ventilators for motorsport teams, organisers helping out in their local communities, and of course the medics on the front line themselves. Throughout this period, Motorsport UK worked very closely with government officials to get motor racing back on track by the summer. And we managed it by July with 2 Grand Prix at Silverstone to celebrate, along with £1 million made available to clubs and 100,000 pieces of PPE distributed to get events off the ground. As well as our British champions we'll be celebrating tonight, we also have some British world champions to celebrate. Freddie Slater, the FIA Junior World Karting Champion. Callum Bradshaw, the FIA Karting World Champion. Mike Conway, World Endurance Champion. And Aston Martin, Manufacturers Endurance Champions. And of course, Lewis Hamilton, 7 times World Formula One Champion. And that knighthood he so richly deserved. And I also feel I should mention Elvin Evans and Scott Martin, who came so tantalisingly close to winning the World Rally Championship. I'd like to congratulate all our champions and award winners this evening for promoting the resilience and fortitude of British motorsport. We thank you for your passion and determination, and I hope I'll catch up with you and see you in person before too long. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the evening for our virtual Night of Champions.
Our first British champion this evening is Trevor Moffatt, who collected his maiden British title at the final round of the shortened British Car Trial Championship season. After taking the top score on 2 out of the 5 championship rounds, Trevor drove cleanly all day to win his class by 17 points, and with it, his first domestic title. Trevor Moffatt.
Good evening to everyone watching this virtual Night of Champions. And congratulations to all the recipients of awards this evening, and I'm really pleased to be one of them. Since returning to car trials about 5 years ago after a long break, I've been making steady progress up the ranks, and to reach the top this year feels like a real achievement. I've now added to my family's collection of national awards, joining my dad and both my brothers as national MS UK champions. I'd like to thank everyone involved in enabling the Car Trials Championship to go ahead, and I look forward to defending my title in 2021. Thank you.
Now, I'm joined here this evening by the 2020 British Sporting Trial Champion, Ian Veal, and his championship-winning car. Champion after quite a few years of trying, but it was your son that you beat in quite a climax to the championship battle this past year. Tell us exactly what happened.
Well, Josh, yes, my eldest son competes in sporting trials as well. And after the final round, we were actually tied on the same score of 86 points. And in fact, those scores throughout the season were identical in that we both had 3 wins, 2 seconds and a third from our 6 counting event. So they then had to go to the 7th event to see what our results were in that, and I had a third to his 4th, so I beat him by a point.
And was Josh suitably proud of his father, champion at last?
I think so, yes. We went into the last event knowing that one of us was probably going to win it, and we didn't really mind who did it, but I'm pleased I did, and I hope he's pleased I did as well.
It's always given that impression that it's a kind of family event, a family sport, fathers and sons, husbands and wives and so on.
Yeah, that's right. Indeed, my middle son passengers for me, and my youngest son, Tristan, passengers for Josh. So yeah, all 4 of us from the same family get together and battle it out.
Now the car here, I mean, to the layman, this seems like basic technology. Is there much you can do to improve performance or refine it?
Once the car is sort of competitive, it really is down to the driver, and there's a lot of driving skill involved. Sporting trials, unlike most forms of motorsport, there's no speed involved. You simply just have to negotiate a course set out by poles, and you have to climb the hill or get through the section as far as you can, and the person who gets the furthest wins.
And when you look at the driver's position with these fiddle brakes and so on, you get the impression the driver is probably working as hard as Lewis Hamilton over there.
You do have to concentrate. You're using all 4 limbs. I mean, 2 hands being involved, one on the fiddle brakes, the other on the steering knob, and then your feet on the accelerator and clutch. So there's a lot going on. You have to have good coordination.
So what lies in store for next year for you and the rest of the family?
Well, we'll be back at it again, and we'll see who wins next year. Probably neither of us.
Well done, Ian, and I do feel that probably a photograph of your car with Lewis Hamilton's Formula One car in the background is going to take pride of place above the fireplace, alongside this trophy, of course.
Well, yes, indeed. Either end of the spectrum, I think.
Absolutely right. Congratulations and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Next award is the British AUTOTEST Championship. Malcolm Livingstone's 2nd championship winning season was one of 2 wins and 2 second-place finishes. The 2018 British AUTOTEST champion battled with professional stunt driver Paul Swift all season, with Malcolm coming out on top in the final round at Knutsford and District Motor Club's Tim Sargent Memorial AUTOTEST. AUTOTEST champion Malcolm Livingstone.
Hi everyone. 2020 AUTOTEST Championship. What a year. We didn't see that one coming. We managed the first round pre-lockdown, but then it was rather disrupted. However, with great efforts from several organising clubs, we managed to complete enough events. Although it was a short season, I have to say it was no less competitive. Never more than a few seconds separating the top 3 or 4 drivers at the end of the day. My arch rival, Paul Swift, and I alternated wins. I was very pleased to finally come out on top, beating the young whippersnapper. Actually, he's not that young anymore. Sorry, Paul. Particularly satisfying because, after all, he is a professional stunt driver. Congratulations to all the other award winners, and thank you, Motorsport UK, for my award. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.
The 2020 British Rallycross Championship 5 Nations Trophy was unfortunately cut short due to COVID-19, but that didn't stop Irishman Mark Donnelly taking the title in just his 2nd year in the championship. A win in the opening round and a podium finish in the 2nd were enough for the former rally driver to overcome mechanical issues in the 3rd event and claim his first British Rallycross crown. British Rallycross champion Mark Donnelly.
Hi everyone, I am delighted to be British Rallycross champion in 2020. in what has been a very difficult year for so many. But it's a credit to the organisers and everyone that made the championship happen. Whenever the easy decision would have been to cancel the championship, so very grateful for that. I really enjoyed my first year at Rallycross. It's a big change coming from rallying when you've got cars around you, and waiting for the lights to go out on the start line is definitely a rush. So, big thanks to Pat and Liam Doran for helping me along the way and lending me his car, which I left back a bit worse for wear. But hey, that's as I say, that's Rallycross. So thank you, and delighted to be champion in 2020.
Our congratulations to Mark. Our next award winner made history last year, becoming Motorsport UK's first ever eSports British champion. Scotsman Alan Scott won the inaugural E-British Rally Championship, and with it a test drive in a Ford Fiesta R2T. 23-year-old Alan, who runs under the gaming tag Alan6R4, was the class of the field as he took 2 wins from 4 virtual events. The PC specialist E-British Rally champion Alan Scott.
Evening folks. I'm absolutely delighted to become the first EBRC champion. It was a cracking competition and it definitely kept a lot of us busy over lockdown. I'm really excited to get a shot at the Fiesta R2 car to put my skills to the test. Here's hoping I can transfer my skills from the game over to real life, but time will tell. Big thanks to all the organisers of the competition, it was an absolute cracker, and big thank you to everybody for all their kind messages. Here's hoping we'll see you out in the stages in the near future. Cheers.
Rob Collard and Sandy Mitchell claimed the Intelligent Money British GT3 title with their second win of the season at the Championship's Blue Ribbon finale, the Silverstone 500. Former British Touring Car Championship star Rob, he joined forces with Sandy for 2020 to pilot Barwell Motorsport's Lamborghini, and they became British GT champions, Rob Collard and Sandy Mitchell.
"2020 was a fantastic season for us, and to deliver Lamborghini's first British GT title is a real honour. I've been racing with the Barwell Motorsport team with the support of Blackpool Scotch Whisky for 3 seasons now, and it felt great to get our first championship win together. For 2021, I'm returning to the British GT title with Barwell, but with a change of teammate with Adam Ballon. So looking forward to trying to defend the title and alongside Adam, and it's a car and a team that I know very well now, so I'm sure we'll hit the ground running.
Good evening everybody. Want to say how much I enjoyed 2020, racing for Lamborghini and Barwell Motorsport in the British GT Championship. Absolutely stunning year. Making the transition from touring cars into GTs I thought was going to be really difficult, and it took me a few races to get up to speed, but by the end of the year at Silverstone, we were right there, putting the car on pole and winning the Silverstone 500 was an absolute massive achievement for me, especially winning the championship. Fantastic, especially partnering with Sandy Mitchell. He's a great young driver with such a big career, and he made my job look easy at times, so a lot of credit's got to be given to Sandy. I'm really pleased, racing on the same track as my son Jordan as well sort of was a little bit intriguing, so you could see him doing his bit with McLaren and in the GT4 Championship. So again, sharing that and having 2 Collards on the grid at the same time was a great achievement. So I'm really pleased with 2020, looking forward to 2021 at the moment, but I'm sitting here without a drive, which is a bit shame, but hopefully something will come up soon and you might see me on the grid. So looking forward to 2021.
Rob Collard and Sandy Mitchell. Our next award is for the F4 British Championship, certified by the FIA, powered by Ford EcoBoost, formerly known as MSA Formula. The championship was won by a certain Lando Norris in 2015, and here he is to announce the 2020 champion.
Good evening everyone, it's Lando Norris here. It's awards night, and I have a very great honour of presenting the 2020 Formula 4 champion virtually with his trophy. I guess I'll talk about my 2014 season, my 2015 season in MSA Formula. One of the best years I've had, the most exciting, amazing memories from when I raced in Formula 4. And it really kick-started my whole career and eventually getting me to where I am today in Formula One. Now it's going to be my 3rd season of Formula One. I'm a complete veteran, but I'm very excited. There's new challenges, obviously a new teammate for me this year, and every year is just as exciting as the next one and as the previous one. So I look forward to it. I'll do my best and hopefully put on a good show for all of you. But without further ado, before I bore everyone with my story, I just want to announce Luke Browning as the 2020 champion. Of course, you all know that already, but I just want to say a big congratulations, well done, and I wish you all the best in the future. Put the trophy here.
Hello everyone at the awards evening. I can't wait to go myself now, even if it will be slightly different and have a virtual twist compared to normal. But I think, you know, sitting at home, being able to sit on the couch and crowd around the telly might even be a little bit more comfortable. So I guess that's a bonus of what's going on at the moment. Of course, this season we had some highs and we had some lows. Obviously, highs being the 3 wins at Alton Park. Doing the triple felt really special at home, even if it was without the home fans. But you know, and then in the second half of the season, some lows started to creep in, where it just wasn't quite coming together as we planned. Other than that, you know, I'm really grateful to Fortec for the season, and obviously my family has put so much into me up to this point, and it's nice to come away with a championship that really shows all the hard work that we put in throughout the season. So yeah, just a massive thank you to Fortec and my mum and dad and my sponsors, and yeah, I can't wait for the evening, so a big thank you.
Remember the name, Luke Browning. Now we continue with single-seaters as we prepare to meet our next champion. 18-year-old Kaylen Frederick drives for Palin, and he secured the 2020 BRDC British F3 title at Silverstone, taking 2 wins from the 3 races and wrapping it up with a lights-to-flag win in the final race of the year. Here he is to tell us a little bit more about his season. British F3 champion Kaylen Frederick.
Hello everyone, my name is Kaylen Frederick and I'm a Formula 3 racing driver from the USA. I moved to England towards the end of 2019 to pursue my racing career. It hasn't been easy packing up my life at 17 and moving over here, but it has proven to be worth it. This past year has made for huge challenges for every series in motor racing. In the spring, nobody knew if we'd even be racing at all. But despite all odds, the BRDC, MSV, race officials and track marshals all made sacrifices to make this year what it was. I've raced with Carlin for 2 seasons now, and I couldn't have asked for a better team to work with. Their dedication, experience, organization, and energy creates the perfect team environment. Thank you also to my incredible coaches, Ricky Christodoulou and Louise Keith, who are the great engines behind these 2 years. Now to close my speech, I'd like to say a last thanks to everyone that was part of the 2020 BRDC British Formula 3 Championship winning team. And a special thanks to everyone in the BRDC for providing me with a fantastic 2 years of racing.
Kaylen Frederick, BRDC British F3 champion. Now, the British Touring Car Championship never fails to provide close bumper-to-bumper racing, and the 2020 season saw Team BMW, run by West Surrey Racing, secure a 5th consecutive manufacturer's title at a very wet and windy Brands Hatch season finale. Star driver Colin Turkington secured a season-high 13 podium finishes, including 5 victories behind the wheel of his BMW 330i M Sport. West Surrey Racing team principal Dick Bennett has sent us this message.
Evening, Steve. It's great to be part of the Motorsport UK awards evening again. I'm at home here in the study, so it's safe. Firstly, going back to last year, it's great to be to clinch 5 times manufacturers award, all with BMW, I must add. So going on to last year's season, it was great to finish 2nd and 6th in the drivers, winning the manufacturers, and also winning the teams championship. So we got 2 out of 3, so pretty good effort. Looking forward to 2021, we've got Colin re-signed, we've got Tom re-signed, and we've got one of our really nice guys, Stephen Jolly, re-signed as well. So a good strong team there. It's as we all know, it's a very tough and competitive championship, the BTCC. So we are looking forward to the challenge once again. It's also our 40th year of WSR, so some celebrations to be had there, but also our 25th year of BTCC. So I'd like to thank everyone, Motorsport UK, WSR, everyone at WSR, all the team, the crew, our sponsors and fans. Thank you.
BMW with West Surrey Racing champion manufacturers, but Laser Tools Racing Ash Sutton became a two-time British Touring Car champion after clinching the title at that dramatic Brands Hatch season finale. The Infiniti Q50 driver came into the weekend trailing Colin Turkington by 9 points, but he turned it around with 2 podiums and a 5th place finish to take the title with 14 points to spare. The Quick Fit British Touring Car champion, Ash Sutton.
Hello guys, I'm over the moon to be classed as a 2-time BTCC champion. It was a dream to become 1-time BTCC champion, but to wrap it up and do it twice, it's kind of set my stone to what I want to try and achieve. I want to be the one that's known for the most championships left in the British Touring Cars to history. The 2020 season was an odd one. Obviously COVID played a big part of it. Obviously it was a new car, new team to some extent for me. Obviously as much as I had BMR engineering involved in the background with the car, it was still very fresh. So to roll out a new car, an unknown car, was a big thing, and to go and achieve what we've achieved with the race wins, the results, the comeback races, and then obviously the championship at the end. I couldn't have asked for a much better year in a new car. It was a phenomenal wrap up to the whole season. Obviously there was a real added factor to going into the last round, actually 9 points behind Colin, where when I first won it I went into the last round in a much different position. So I was hungry for it. I kind of went in very, very confident. Weather played a big part of it. But yeah, I think ultimately we turned up on that day and we performed. So I can't fault everyone that was involved. It was an absolute mega performance. Looking into 2021, obviously not much has really changed for me. Still got the same partners, same car, same team, but all we've got is a merger of Carl Boardley and Team Hard. It's a great addition to the championship. Obviously having 3 Infinitis on the grid, and then it's fantastic to have that 3-car lineup as one team working together. Means we can develop and push on much more, and obviously learn from the mistakes that we made in 2020. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.
Well, up next with our special awards, including the exclusive announcement of this year's BWRDC Lord Wakefield Trophy, the magnificent trophy behind me here. But first up, it's the Motorsport UK Club of the Year Award, and the 720 motor clubs across the country are the true heart of UK motorsport. And this award recognises and celebrates those going above and beyond to support their members and sustain British motorsport. The recipient of the 2020 award is the Bugatti Owners Club, who impressed the judges with their innovative ideas to raise funds during financial hardship and their new COVID-secure social drive-through events. Here is Nick Upton, the club chairman, and Gemma Price, the club general manager, to tell us more about the club's work.
Prescott was, in 2020, a drive to survive. However, with our new general manager, Gemma Price, a strong council team and support from our club members, with much fresh and innovative ideas, we achieved success that we are building upon to ensure a stronger and more inclusive club to a much wider audience.
One of the key reasons that I understand we were awarded Club of the Year, which we are very, very grateful for, was due to the innovative drive-through style events that we launched. We were the first venue in the country to offer this to our members, and we were able to offer them a COVID-secure version of a motorsport event when we ran our first one on the 4th of July as part of the reopening celebrations for the club. So it was a huge success. We're going to be developing it, and it's going to be there for a bit of a backstop for us during the 2021 season if we do need to go back to drive-through style events.
Our congratulations to the Bugatti Owners Club, the Club of the Year. Well, up next we have a new award which was created to recognise those in the motorsport community who made a real difference throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. Larne Motor Club member Jonathan Millar has been a pillar for the Northern Ireland motorsport community during the 2020 season. Throughout the year, Jonathan raised over £4,000 for charities, as well as organising weekly online quizzes to bring the motorsport community together. The Community Supporter of the Year, Jonathan Millar.
Good evening, everybody. It's a privilege to represent Larne Motor Club as the first winner of the Motorsport UK Community Supporter of the Year Award. Last year I organised an AUTOTEST where all the profits and sponsorship went towards the Snowdrop Room and bereavement midwives in the Royal Victoria Hospital in Belfast. Shortly after, the global pandemic hit and we all had to stay at home. So I decided to organise some quizzes from right here via our Facebook page for members and their family and friends to give them something different to do in the evenings. A couple of quizzes quickly turned into a 20-week championship, and it was fantastic fun interacting with people from all over the country. So congratulations to all award winners tonight. I hope everybody has a fantastic evening. Thank you very much.
Well done to Jonathan Millar. Organising Team of the Year is next, and the Harold Palin Memorial Stage Rally team are the recipients of this new award after their successful event in October. The group from Eastwood and District Motor Club were determined to run one of the first rallies in COVID-19 times, and they went above and beyond to make the event safe and successful. Assistant Clerk of the course, Martin Freeman, sent us this message.
Good evening. What an honour it is to be in such great company this evening. The Harold Palin Memorial Stages is an established Midlands-based stage rally run by Eastwood and District Motor Club. The vastly experienced organising team were faced with some huge challenges to be able to run a COVID-safe event. Looking at the COVID guidance issued by Motorsport UK and the government, the team was able to break down the elements required to plan and execute a COVID-safe event for 60 competing crews on the day. Winning this inaugural award at the first time of asking is a truly fantastic honour and one that makes the team feel very proud of indeed. So on behalf of Clerk of the Course, John Hickling, Secretary of the meeting, Sandra Hickling, Assistant Secretary, Joy Collins, Assistant Clerk of the Course, Mark Collins, Joint Chief Marshals, Simon Rolfe and Kathy Woodward, and myself, Assistant Clerk of the Course and COVID Officer, Martin Freeman, thank you so much for this very, very special award.
So from a great team effort to our next award, which is for Volunteer of the Year. It goes to Jordine Crooks from Coventry. She is Championship Coordinator of the BTRDA Rallycross Championship, and here she is to tell us about her great work this past year.
Hello everyone. I feel hugely honoured, but also very shocked to have won Motorsport UK's Volunteer of the Year award for 2020. It means a lot to me to know that I've been able to have a positive impact on our motorsport community during what has been a very difficult year. I've always been proud to be involved in motorsports, however never more so than the last year, and I look forward to being involved in motorsport for many, many more years. I must extend my thanks to Motorsport UK for their hard work and dedication in ensuring that motorsport could restart and continue safely despite the circumstances, and for giving me this award. I must also extend my thanks to the Minicross Drivers Association, alongside our other organising clubs, the BTRDA, in particular our Rallycross Committee, and our Rallycross competitors, without whom none of this would have been possible. I would also like to thank my husband and our family for their support. Thank you.
Jordine Crooks, our Volunteer of the Year. Our next recipients this evening are the victors of the annual Motorsport UK Young Journalist and Photographer of the Year competition. London-based journalist Alex Kalinauckas, aged 29, was chosen by the judges for his wide range of features and his news-gathering credentials. The judges determined that the Autosport writer displayed a comprehensive level of analysis, context, balance of opinion, as well as depth and detail in his stories. Young Journalist of the Year, Alex Kalinauckas.
Hello, welcome to my flat, where, thanks to the new normal we find ourselves in, I've had to do plenty of work for Autosport over the last 11 months. Thankfully, it's full of embarrassing motorsport items that keep me happy and motivated. Well, thank you very much to everyone at Motorsport UK for this award, and particularly the judges. It really is an honour to be the Young Journalist of the Year for 2020. The list of Autosport colleagues, past and present, who have won the award means it really is humbling for me to join them. I got into motorsport journalism because it appealed to two things that I really like: racing cars and interesting stories. And I don't think you can have one without the other. And it's my absolute pleasure to live my life telling those stories to an audience. Of the stories I got to tell in 2020, the British Grand Prix will always stand out for me, for its sensational finish and for being the place where I achieved my primary career goal of reporting on a Formula 1 race for Autosport. A publication basically I've loved since I was a child. And having gone all the way to Australia to realise that dream only to see it disappear, there was more than one moment where I did think it might never happen. Anyway, thank you very much again to the judges for this award, and if I may, a few personal thank yous. To Matt Beer, basically for my whole career, to Jack Cousins and Kevin Turner for their faith in me early in 2020, and particularly to Kev for all the support and encouragement he gives to me and everybody at Autosport. Thank you.
That's our Young Journalist of the Year. Jack Clayton received a unanimous vote from the photography panel as the 21-year-old from Jersey showcased originality and creativity with an impressive portfolio that really captivated the judges. The Channel Islanders' work has been used in outlets around the world, as well as numerous front covers of Motorsport UK's own magazine, Revolution. Young Photographer of the Year is Jack Clayton.
Hi Steve, and good evening everyone. It's a massive honour to be with such illustrious company tonight. I'm over the moon to have won such a coveted award and joining some of the UK's top motorsport photographers. I'd like to thank Motorsport UK and the judges for this opportunity and being able to showcase my work at this level. Obviously it's a massive shame we can't all be together tonight, but I look forward to seeing everyone at events later in the year, and congratulations to all the other winners. Thank you, and hope you all have a good evening.
Congratulations to Jack Clayton, Young Photographer of the Year. Well, the final special award this evening is the British Women Racing Drivers Club Lord Wakefield Trophy, this magnificent trophy here. It's awarded by the club for outstanding contributions to motorsport, and Ronnie Sandham receives this award for her long-standing work as chair of the Association of North East and Cumbria Car Clubs. And here is M Sport's Malcolm Wilson to say a few words about this year's very worthy winner.
As you can imagine, it gives me great pleasure to present this Lord Wakefield Trophy to Ronnie Sandham, a fellow Cumbrian. I think it's fair to say that I've known Ronnie for now over 40 years. Her effort and commitment and support to organising events, long-standing work with the Malcolm Wilson Rally, and really she's been the driving force behind that and getting me to support the rally for many, many years. But I think latterly her great involvement with Myerscough College and getting all the youngsters that were keen on motorsport and getting them actively involved to the point where she actually got those people to work with us with the Junior World Rally Championship with our company from Poland. And to see a lot of the people that came through the ranks have actually evolved. Some still working for us, some have gone on to Formula 1. So for me, there's no more deserving recipient for this award than Ronnie, and congratulations Ronnie, keep up the good work.
Good evening ladies and gentlemen. I have to say what an honour it is to receive the award from the British Women Racing Drivers Club. It was totally unexpected, and as somebody who's always done their best to promote motorsport and not themselves, it was a humbling experience, so thank you. My earliest memory of motorsport was standing at the side of Lupton Ford at about 3 o'clock in the morning being eaten by midges, and actually my life seems to have revolved around motorsport ever since. And none of what I've done would have been possible without the support of Malcolm Wilson, M Sport and Maciek Woda from M-Sport Poland, for whom I organised a party of students to go and help to service on the JWRC. That was the experience of a lifetime, and they both know that I am forever grateful. I was also very proud to be the chairman of the Association of North Eastern Cumbria Car Clubs and represented them at the regional committee for many years. And nothing, of course, would have been possible without the support of my family, who've made it possible for me to do everything that I've done. So thank you to them. Thank you very much.
Finally tonight, the Hawthorn Trophy, won once again by the Formula One world champion Lewis Hamilton. Mike Hawthorn was the first driver from Britain or the Commonwealth to win the Formula One World Drivers' Championship. His title victory in 1958 paved the way for unparalleled success for his fellow countrymen. Since then, 9 other Britons and a further 4 Commonwealth drivers have won over 20 titles at motor racing's highest level. Hawthorn lost his life in a road crash in January 1959, just a few months after his Formula One success. The Hawthorn Memorial Trophy has since been presented annually to the most successful British or Commonwealth driver in the previous Formula One season. Well, in 2020, Lewis Hamilton emulated Michael Schumacher's record by winning his 7th Formula One title. Factor in his career total of 95 race wins and a record 98 pole positions, and Lewis is the most successful Formula One driver in history. Well, I've been joined by Hugh Chambers, the CEO of Motorsport UK. Try to sum up the kind of prestige that Lewis Hamilton continues to bring to British motorsport.
I think it's quite difficult to grasp the scale of Lewis's achievements, and as much as anything, I think the profile that he has, not just amongst the motorsport community, but amongst a whole generation of people that can connect with him. And I think that that puts us in this very privileged position of having a spokesperson for motorsport that can really help us to connect for the future. And our mission is all about the sustainability of motorsport for the long term. And we know Lewis hasn't finished yet, so I'm sure he's going on to greater things.
Lewis's success, one of the highlights of a challenging 2020. The pandemic is still with us. What are the challenges that you feel still lie ahead?
Well, certainly for everybody around the world, the pandemic is still very much with us every day, and the threat that it poses. I think what motorsport has demonstrated last year, maybe better than most sports, is the ability to adapt and to change, and perhaps our focus on safety as an industry has put us in a position where we were able to respond, we're able to react, and that gives me a lot of confidence that whatever the future holds in the near term, as the lockdowns hopefully are lifted, that we can rebound and that we'll be able to get competition going again before too long.
One change that is certainly lying ahead for Motorsport UK, you're moving into these new premises just down the road from Lewis's team and a lot of other Formula One teams. You're certainly in the right part of the country.
Well, we have a huge community across the whole of the UK, about 45,000 competition licence holders and thousands of marshals and officials and volunteers. And being here in Bicester is really the epicentre of Motorsport Valley. It's where the motorsport industry is located, all around here. And I feel that we're coming home to the heartland of motorsport.
OK, it needs me to wish you all the best, Motorsport UK, for the challenges that lie ahead. Everyone in British motorsport, let's hope for a much better 2021. But in the meantime, congratulations to all our winners tonight, and thank you for joining us on this virtual Night of Champions.